Hello, my loves, and welcome back to Create Your Life. My name is Simone, and today we are talking about intuition in business and in life. All of this can apply to life. If you're creating the life that you love, you do need to be listening to your intuition. But I am going to use a couple of examples from my own life to share with you guys what can happen if you don't listen to your intuition. So let's start with, what is intuition? So to me, intuition is like that inner voice, that inner knowing, and everybody's got it. You just maybe don't listen to it as often, but everybody's got it. And I have a beautiful example that I just find so easy to really understand what that is. And it relates to food. Everybody eats food. So when you think about food, whether you're hungry or not hungry, a great way to really connect with that inner knowing of what you want is to ask yourself, do I feel like something spicy and feel in your body for a yes or a no? Or do I feel like something cooling and feel for a yes or no? And you might feel like hot food or cold food, or salad or vegetables. Come up with whatever example works for you for food, because I find that food is such an easy one for people to really connect with. So when you're thinking about your dinner and you're like, what do I feel like tonight? Do I feel like hot food? No. No, I feel like cold food. And there's a part of you that just is like, yeah, I know I feel like cold food, and it's a different thing to connecting in and working from that place of habit or addiction or anything like that. You're literally just asking a question. Do I feel like a hot dinner or a cold dinner? Do I feel like spicy food or do I feel like cooling food? And notice that your body will give you a response, and your mind might go, but we've got hot food planned for dinner. But your body is like, yeah, but I kind of feel like cold food. Like I really want a salad, you know? So it's one of those things that I just think is super easy to practice if you apply it to some of those littler things in life and start to listen to those. So another way to do this as well, and I understand that everybody does have their own routines and the things that they do. But for me personally, I allow two to 3 days a week where the exercise I do is what I feel like doing on the day. Okay, so I do have my normal exercise routine. I do Qigong in the mornings, and I'm also a dancer. I do a lot of Latin dancing, a lot of mambo, cha-cha, salsa, that sort of thing. But there is a couple of days during the week where I allow myself to do a form of movement that is what I feel like doing. And I do that for my mind and my body. I allow myself those moments a couple of times a week to move in the way that my body would like to move. So some days I will be like, okay, we've got an hour, body. What would you really like to do today? And some days I'm like, I just want to go for a walk. I've got nothing. I just would like to go for a walk. And I'll just go for a walk that day, and on my walking path, I cross a little like river situation, and there's like these cute little ducks that I always talk to because I remember them when they were just born, and I remember thinking them, and I always walk across this bridge and I think, hello, duck family. And it's so nurturing for me to do that because I've allowed myself that space, and I've said to myself, what do you feel like today? And the answer has been, let's go for a walk. And it's just so beautiful and connected and aligned. Now, other days I might be like, okay, body, what would you like to do today? And my body will be like, we need to go for a run. We've got to get some energy out. And so I'll go for a run. Or I might feel like doing some stretching or some dancing or some weight bearing activities. So it's about, to strengthen your intuition, it's about finding those moments in your life where you can listen to yourself. And I'm not saying that you need to completely change your entire life and your routines and what you eat and what you do for exercise and all of that sort of thing, but it is allowing those moments of really connecting in whenever you can on the little things, so that when it comes to connecting in, you've had that practice with the little things and you know what feels like a yes for you and what feels like a no for you. So that then when you actually are connected to your goals and in alignment with your goals, knowing what is a yes and a no in the actions to take towards those goals is really obvious. Now, I've given you 2 examples there of ways that you can strengthen your intuition in terms of understanding whether or not to eat, what to eat, or what you feel like eating, or what sort of movement or exercise you feel like doing. They're just 2 ways that you can start to really connect with that voice inside of you. You know, there are a lot of other ways that you can connect within and really feel what's a yes or a no in your body. But that's two easy ways that you could probably implement every day. And, you know, I'm not even saying that you need to do an hour's worth of exercise. I just do that in the afternoon because I need to have like a little break after some time working. I need like a little bit of me time. And I love movement. So yeah, that's why that is it for me. But for you, your practice might be something along the lines of, okay, I've got 15 minutes. What do I really want to do for my soul right now? And for you, you might feel like doing a meditation, or you might feel like doing some journaling, or you might feel like having a bath. I know 15 minutes isn't very long for a bath. I'm trying to give you examples here. But just taking that time every day to really connect in with yourself and your body and what is yeses and what is no in those moments is really helpful. And you don't necessarily have to listen to that all the time. Like, you might say to yourself, what do I want for dinner? And you might be like, I want salad, but you've already got leftovers prepared from the night before. That's fine. Eat the leftovers, but just start to take notice of what is yeses and nos and what you do feel guided to do and not do. You know, another cool thing that I do that I love is I play with the parking fairies, which I think is super cute and I love them. So sometimes, like, I always set the intention when I get into the car that I will get to wherever I'm going happily, safely, easily, quickly, and relaxed. Okay. And then I also set the intention always that I'm going to have a park where I get there, when I get there. And sometimes I forget to set the intention for the park. And so I'll be driving along and I'm like, there's no parks. I really need a park. And so then I'll just say to myself, all right, parking fairies, I really need a park. Please guide me to the closest park. And the amount of times the fairies or the inner guidance will take me somewhere I wouldn't have taken myself, but there's a park is amazing. Sometimes like you'll kind of feel like you should turn down a road that you haven't normally turned down, and literally there's a second park is available for you. So it's also starting to really listen to and trust and take those opportunities whenever you can to surrender and listen to what's coming through on your insides. And the more you can practice connecting with that intuition, the more you're going to strengthen that intuition, which is why I'm trying to give you these cute daily examples of things you can do to really connect within. Now, how can you apply this to some of the bigger things in your life? Like, for example, in business. So there's big things in business and there's like daily things in business. I'm going to give you an example of some bigger things in business to do with investments and things like that. When I was a lot younger and I had started my dance studio, I had some money that I wanted invested. And I was very, very clear on what sort of investment I wanted that money to go in. And I knew which investments I didn't want it to go in, but I had a lot of mentors at the time and I was connected to a lot of people in the investment and business world. And I was connected somehow through to a person that was involved in something that I didn't want my money anywhere near. But this person was like, nope, we'll keep it away from that. We won't put the money with this other thing that I do. We won't worry about that. We'll keep it very separate, but I will put your money into a different investment. And so I gave him my money. And I had the choice of giving my money to someone else who I also knew, liked, and trusted. I knew, liked, and trusted both of these men. They were both parent aged for me at the time. So they were both people that I looked up to, both people that I respected, people that had a lot of property investments, people that had businesses, people that I really respected. And there was this gut knowing that my money couldn't go in this one particular place. But I gave my money to that man who was heavily involved in that one place that I knew my money shouldn't go. And I knew in my heart and my soul that my money was not to go anywhere near that. And I gave my money to that man, and within 6 weeks, the money was gone. The investment that he was very heavily in, that I had wanted my money to steer clear of, had gone south and had literally taken his entire portfolio, everything that he had, everything that he'd worked for, with him. And at that point of time in my life, I was so young, and I had just lost all of this money that in my heart, I knew it was my own fault. I knew, because I had known that my money shouldn't have gone anywhere near that investment, and I put it next to that investment by giving it to someone who was heavily invested in that investment. And it's not the first financial time that I've done that. I also had a situation happen where I was taking advice off my accountant at the time, and I said to my accountant, I really want to structure something in X, Y, and Z way. This was about 8 years ago. And I said to my accountant, I really want to structure this in X, Y, Z way. And he said, no, don't worry about it. You'll be fine. Don't worry about it. I said, no, for my future, this is what I want. And I explained to him the structure, everything that I wanted in my future. And he said, no, don't worry about it. And again, this guy was like a dad type figure age to me, fully qualified accountant, great guy. I did what he said, even though in my heart, I knew that what I had wanted to do was what was right for me. That one decision of going against my guidance and my intuition has cost me more than $100,000. And so there are big times when you know that you're doing something that's out of alignment. It can feel like a sick feeling in your stomach. It can feel like just not right. And that whole thing of, if it's not a yes, it's a no, that's so true. Because how many times has someone asked you to do something and you're like, yeah, maybe, but then someone else will ask you to do something and you're like, yep, I'm totally there. Totally. And it's one of those things where that was a definite yes. That was in alignment. You didn't even think about that one. But the maybe, it was a maybe, and you can tell that there's a difference there because the yes was so solid. So when you're in business or investing or life, and you've got these big decisions to make, you can really use and rely on your intuition to guide you in the right directions. And when you don't, you're going to know about it. When you ignore your intuition on the big things, you will know. I certainly have learned my lessons, especially after the second time. I was like, I can never not come out of my own guidance again. So when it comes to being in business and things like that, this inner knowing, it can be applied to who you work with, the mentors that you work with, the programs that you join, the people that you learn from. It can also be applied to knowing whether or not you want to work with someone as a client, whether you want that person to work one-on-one in your program or in your group offer, whether or not that person is a fit for you. You can feel all of that. You can feel when you strengthen your intuition, if we think about it from a marketing point of view, you can feel whether Pinterest is in alignment for you with your business. If you can't think of anything worse than doing stuff on Pinterest, don't do Pinterest. I don't do Pinterest. I like Pinterest. I actually use Pinterest, but I know it's not in alignment for me. So I don't do that because it's a definite no. I'm not interested, and there's a part of me that's like, no, but I could wake up tomorrow and that part of me could be like, we've got to get on Pinterest today. And I'll follow that. So when it comes to listening to your intuition, it can be applied to the people you work with, the people who are clients, the people who are mentors, the way you market, the products you sell. If you're excited about something you're putting together, that's a yes. If you're ho-hum about it, that's a no. And by starting to strengthen the little things, by knowing during your day what sort of food you want to eat or how you want to nurture yourself for 15 minutes, you'll start to really be able to listen on some of these bigger things, working towards and really aligning with the things that you really, really want, your actual goals and desires and all of those sort of things. You'll be able to listen when the universe says, turn left here, eat at this cafe, go and talk to that person, go and join that program, sell this product, build this, post on this social media channel. You'll start to be able to feel all of the little things that are going to get you towards your goals because you've strengthened that intuition in your everyday life. So have fun with it, really. Just have fun with it. Start to know that you have a part of you that really knows what's in alignment with you. You have a part of you that really wants you to have everything you want and desire. It's with you all the time. It's with you every day. You don't have to meditate to connect with it. It can be as simple as asking a question, hearing a no in your brain. You might hear a no, you might see a no, you might feel a no, you might get a weird feeling in your stomach that is a no. It's just starting to really connect in with the things that you've already got, that connection that you already have with yourself, knowing that what you want wants you, and starting to really listen to yourself and to that guidance and to that intuition and letting it help you to get to where you want to go. So start practicing with some of the easier stuff so that when the bigger stuff that comes up, in it, whether it be in business or romance or partners or investing or relationships or health, you know what's a solid yes and you know what's a solid no. Anyway, I really hope you guys have enjoyed this video about intuition, how you can apply that to your life, to your business, just in general, how to listen and connect in with yourself. I really hope you've enjoyed this video. And if you have, I would love it if you could share it with your friends or comment below. I'd love to actually hear any other little tips you guys have for connecting with your intuition. I think it would be really cool to hear what you guys do as well. Or if you try some of these things I suggested, let me know how you go with that. It's been really wonderful being here with you guys and sharing with you again today. I'm so grateful for you all. I'm so grateful you're here, and I'm so grateful to be able to do what I do and share with you guys.